Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Hammond here. I'm excited to be with you this week to talk to you about a new life cycle. So we have been talking about life cycles and things that hatch from eggs. And so let's review for just a minute. 2 weeks ago, we talked about the life cycle of a chick. Do you remember how a chick grows? And then last week, we learned about the life cycle of a butterfly. Well, this week, we're going to learn about something new. I'm going to give you some clues, and you see if you can figure out what life cycle I'm talking about, or what animal. So this animal hatches from an egg. When it hatches, it does not have any legs. But as it grows and grows and grows, it grows 4 legs that it can hop on. Do you think you know what it is yet? Let me give you some more clues. This animal has a long tongue to catch flies. It lives in a pond. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did you guess the life cycle of a frog? That is what we're talking about this week. The life cycle of a frog. Here we go. I'm going to teach you the parts of the life cycle of a frog. The first part are the eggs. The mommy frog lays lots and lots of eggs in the water. And this spot in the middle is the embryo, which is the baby that will turn into the frog. And the part around the outside is clear, and it's a protective part that protects the embryo. After the eggs hatch, out comes a tadpole. Now notice it does not have any legs. It looks like a fish and it swims around. It does not, it can't breathe. It does not have lungs yet. And so it uses gills to breathe. And it eats algae, which is a plant that grows in the pond. Now, it stays a tadpole, but it starts to grow its hind legs. So you can see the legs growing on it. And so that's the next part. It's still called a tadpole, but it's got hind legs. Next, the front legs form and its tail starts to shrink. You'll notice from this picture to the next one that the tail is getting smaller and the legs are getting bigger. It has 4 legs now, and it can breathe through its lungs now. It can also get out of the water. And the last stage is the adult frog. And so when the tadpole turns into a frog, it is fully grown. It does not have a tail anymore, just its 4 legs. It has a sticky tongue to catch things that it wants to eat, like insects and flies. And it also eats worms and small fish. So that is the life cycle. Now that this is an adult frog, if it's a mommy frog, it will start laying eggs. And so the cycle continues, and it goes round and round from the mommy frog laying the eggs to the tadpoles, growing its legs, losing its tail, and becoming a frog. Now, there's a video that you can watch that explains all this and gives you some more details that I didn't tell you about. You can learn some more facts about frogs and how frogs grow if you click on another link to watch the video. But after you've learned about the life cycle of a frog, I want you to try something out for me. Can you draw the life cycle of a frog? I'm going to give you some ideas of what you can do, but you can do it however you want. I took a paper plate. And I took my blue crayon and I colored it to make it look like the pond, okay? So if you don't have a paper plate, you can just do this on regular paper. You could also paint it if you have paint or watercolors. But I colored it with my crayon. Then I took paper and I drew the different parts of the life cycle. I drew the eggs, I drew the tadpole, I drew the small frog, it does already have its 4 legs here. I did not draw one that has just the 2 legs. And then I drew the frog with no tail sitting on the lily pad. So you could do this however you want. It could just be drawn on a piece of paper. You could add arrows I meant to add arrows to show my life cycle and how it goes around and round, and I forgot to add that. But you could put arrows on there. And after you are finished, I would like for you to share with someone at your house the life cycle of a frog. You know what you could do? You could even use some of those ordinal numbers that Miss Sturgeon taught you about last week. First, the mommy frog lays eggs. Second comes a tadpole, and till you get to the very end. That would be a good review of ordinal numbers too. You know what? I think it'd be fun if mom or dad videoed you telling about the life cycle of a frog and sent it to your teacher. We love to see how you are learning. So I hope you enjoy learning about the life cycle of a frog this week. Be sure to watch the other videos so that you can learn more about frogs. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you soon.